Okay. It's all yours, guys. Don't worry about those things. Don't worry about those things. You guys are selling yourselves out here. FYI.
I don't know these people,
It's fine.
I don't know these people.
So who's taking us for organizational structure?
I will be the one
All right.
organizational structure.
Hmm.
And then information technology infrastructure will be that.
Take one for the team.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The definition of the organizational structure is that it determines the manner and extent to which the roles, power, and responsibilities are delegated and controlled, and how information is processed between the different levels of management. And the summary of the organizational structure is that it helps facilitate knowledge management through the communities of practice, and the hierarchical structure of the organization affects people with whom each of the individuals interact with, and to or from whom it likely to transfer the knowledge by decentralizing the structure, where most companies often seek to eliminate organizational layers by placing more responsibilities with each individual by increasing and decreasing the size of groups reporting to each individual. It also facilitates specialized structures and roles that supports knowledge management. And then the attributes are decision making, centralized organization structure, communication, and the span of controls.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and the examples are function, division, and team based.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Kate.
Good. So organization, technology, infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the organization's overall information technology infrastructure developed to support organizations and organizations' information systems needs. Also facilitates knowledge management. The information technology infrastructure includes data processing, storage, and communication technologies and systems. It comprises the entire spectrum of the organization's information systems, including transaction processing systems and management information systems. It consists of databases and data warehouses, as well as enterprise resource planning systems.
Mm-hmm.
To summarize, the above four IT capabilities enable knowledge management by enhancing common knowledge or by facilitating the four knowledge management processes. For example, and for example, an for example,
Expertise.
an expertise locator system.
Mm-hmm.
These systems rely on the reach and depth capabilities of IT by enabling individuals to contact remotely located experts and seek detailed solutions of complicated problems. Such sophisticated knowledge management systems have typically not been advocated as frequently for use in mainstream business environments, primarily because of the high cost involved in the knowledge engineering effort. Attributes of this would be software, IT flexibility, reliability, security, and interoperability.
Mm-hmm.
Examples would be cloud services like Amazon Web Services, Google's data centers, technologies such as encryption and firewalls, and application programming interfaces.
All righty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So that was again, we're speaking to the 5 major components of your knowledge management infrastructure. Okay. And yeah, thank you for delving into that. You guys all provided a whole lot more detail than I expected, but that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, we spoke to all of those except for your physical environment, which I will cover. Okay, so these I'm not going to go through because you guys touched on them. Okay, and did a great job at that as well. Okay, but yeah, I will provide these slides for you guys, so you also have them in bullet point form. Pretty much the same information that you were communicating. Okay, so here now speaking to physical environment, and here pretty much there isn't much that's new. Okay, here we're talking about, you know, the physical environment within the organization is often taken for granted, but is another important foundation upon which knowledge management rests. Okay, right? Key aspects of the physical environment include the design of buildings and the separation between them, the location, size, and type of offices, the type, number, and nature of meeting rooms, and so on. I'm sure you guys have seen movies where they show you, for instance, Google's working environment, right? That facilitates not just a enjoying or pleasant environment, but also, you know, people can brainstorm in certain rooms when they're sitting on the bean bags, for example, you see. So just speaking to the context that we're talking to in terms of knowledge management, right? So obviously these are things that if your management is serious, they'll take into consideration when looking for either a rental space or creating a building in which they operate. And finally, there it says, the physical environment can foster knowledge management by providing opportunities for employees to meet and share ideas, even though knowledge sharing, even though knowledge sharing, there is often not by design. Coffee rooms, cafeterias, water coolers, and hallways do provide venues where employees learn from and share insights. Okay, I'm sure you guys have heard of the water cooler conversations, right, where people are often gossiping about, you know, things that are going on in the workplace. You know, in addition to that, you might find very well that you are also sharing challenges that you're going through with your respective tasks and duties. And in that, right, that is where you can have an exchange of somebody saying, this is what has worked for our department or our space. We had a similar issue with the software, and this is what we did on our side. And that is actually a transfer of knowledge, okay? The sharing of expertise and so forth. So those are our 4 components, okay? And then here now they're just speaking to management of knowledge management foundations, okay? But we'll continue with this when I see you tomorrow, okay? So I think this week we will finish off with learning unit 2, and then next week we'll do either ICE tasks or we will discuss your assessments. But yeah, otherwise, guys, are there any questions, thoughts, concerns before we wrap?